Hi Rick Perry. I watched your video, which at this recording has 16,071 likes and 552,500 dislikes. Whew. I haven't seen that wide a gap since the figures of America's wealth concentration. I have a few questions for you, Governor. What is the name of this world that you live in which Barack Obama has waged a war against religion? And of course, by religion, you mean your brand of the most irritating evangelical Christianity, because that's the only one that counts for you, right? And what is it with you politicians always trying to have some kind of war? A war on terror, a war on drugs, a war on Christmas, and now a war on religion? Wow, you must be desperate. Playing to the lowest common denominator of homophobes and zealots? Ordinarily, I am amused by your spectacle. I'm amazed that you would even show your face after you publicly prayed for a miracle because you tanked your own state's economy by giving tax breaks to the major oil corporations. But as a non-Christian, it always disgusts me to see the likes of you attempt to assume the role of the underdog in a country which contains the largest Christian population in the world, which has and continues to violate our collective rights by forcing religiously based legislature on all of its citizens. Contrary to what you and history revisionists like to pretend, this is not a Christian country. It never was. The founders made that very clear by granting freedom of religion and free exercise thereof, prohibiting any mention of God or Jesus in the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, by not adopting any official state religions like other countries have and still do, and by specifically declaring that no religious test be taken for any public office. Faith isn't part of our heritage. Our heritage is of rebellion and revolt, and screwing over brown people. And it was sheer brute force in global trade that made the U.S. strong, not faith in the supernatural. Lying for Christ may be a big hit in yeehaw land, but the rest of the world calls people out on such baseless claims. And speaking of lying, children most certainly can openly celebrate Christmas and pray in schools. You just don't like the fact that it would violate students' rights to freedom of religion to mandate that they celebrate Christmas and pray in public, taxpayer-funded schools. Because as I said before, the only religion that counts for you is Christianity. I'll bet you would throw off your hairpiece and scream at the thought of mandating Muslim prayer in schools. But you already know all of this because you are a snake, feeding garbage to folks who are already susceptible due to years of indoctrination by churches and right-wing scare tactics. And rather than gain a sense of integrity and respect for the power that you have, you instead have these poor saps looking up for a pie in the sky and playing on their paranoia, talking about how you're not ashamed to admit that you're a Christian, as if being one in this country was controversial or socially unfavorable. Tell you what, let's see a Jew or a Muslim or a pagan or an atheist try to run for president. Look, I have no problem with people in general who identify as Christian. I really don't. But screw you to imply that people like you are the ones who feel compelled to hide what they are. You'll say that, but in the very next breath, you use the example of gays serving openly in the military to disparage the Obama administration. You are a clown, rain dancer, and you will never be president because there just aren't enough evangelical simpletons in this country to get you elected. But I'm sure it really doesn't matter to you either way, since you'll still be governor of Texas for a little while longer. And as someone without shame for your hypocrisy, idiocy, and blatant bigotry, making an ass out of yourself for Jesus is a very lucrative business in the Midwest. And that is why I am absolutely thrilled with your campaign video. I mean, I really couldn't have stated what you truly stand for any better than you did. Watching your campaign implode from here on out will give me such pleasure, because in that 30 seconds of fail, you have proved that you either couldn't care less about the real problems that we have in this country, or that you are so far removed from reality that you aren't even aware of them. Our economy is crumbling. Our way of life is crumbling with it. People are shooting themselves and their loved ones in utter despair and desperation because they can't get a job. The wars that most of us are totally against have drained us dry and cost us too many lives, and the birth pangs of a revolution are occupying the land in response to the hopelessness. And what are you concerned with? Christmas and queers? You don't belong in politics. You belong on the road with Bush and Bachmann as the modern-day Three Stooges, doing what you all do best, making people of average intelligence feel really, really smart. I'm the Peach, and you suck.